And welcome everyone for another match, and this time it's not a scrim review, it's a tournament review because last weekend we had the PCC 6 group stage when 2014 battled to get like a spot as the top 8 team for the main stage that we're going to have in 2 weeks. And I've selected a game from the group A. It's Professors against Deja Vu. It was the round 5. These two teams were 4-0, and this match was the deciding factor to determine who are going to be the first seed and who is going to be the second seed of the group. And that was very important because first seed get like the chance to only face second seed of the other group in the main event in 2 weeks, but also the second seed in the group had to actually battle additional matches against the third seed to finally secure the qualification to go to the main event. And so it was a very close match, a very important one, and let's just enjoy and jump into it. So welcome everyone, we are going to watch a game of the PCC 6 group stage. Basically it was like the first and second seed of the group A, and it was like Deja Vu on the Dawn side against Professor on the Dusk side. So Deja Vu composed of BKB, Mercy, Simbag, Wusi and Jay against Professor, which is Survivor, Crazy Fool, Reaper 6 and Nitro. Professor, the PCC 5 champion, so of course favorite going into that game. Both teams were 4-0 at that moment in the group stage, so that means that this game will determine who is the first seed and who was going to be having to play the elimination matches against the potential third seed and have a risk of getting out of the main event. So that was a very important match for both of those teams. Here we can see in terms of composition that we do have as a front line, we do have a Grox and a Rictor, but supported by a Narbash, which can be very good. And then you have like the Belica Drongo backline. All of that can work very well if your Narbash managed to stay alive. On the other side, we do have the Zarus, Chimera, Steel frontline, plus an Iggy and Scorch, plus a Twin Blast. Like the scaling of Twin Blast is insane. It was the best carry in that tournament. And on top of that, like it's so tanky. And this tankiness like still have a lot of damage. So I'm a bit scared because in terms of damage, you mainly have the Belica and the Drongo in the backline. And then you can like a sustainy type of team fight. But here like against a Steel, a Chimera, a Zarus, a Iggy and Scorch and a Twin Blast, like sustainy team fight, like they would love to do that. So in terms of draft, I give a slight advantage on the side of Professors. On top of that, the Steel ends up into the support role, which usually can be something that you can abuse a lot, but here we have a Narbash as the support, so even with the Drongo, like this Steel Twin Blast lane should have a very easy time most of the game, and letting this Steel scale until the level 6 without any issue is actually something that can be troublesome, because once Steel get this level 6, it becomes a very strong carry. Hello Kimbo. So we see that Deja Vu is trying to go for a sneaky invade, trying to find like a pick thanks to the Narbash thunk. We had the Belica stun, I assume, that was like ready to follow up. Didn't got the level up because if the thunk doesn't connect, there is no reason to just sacrifice a little bit of your laning pressure if you can't guarantee a kill. I feel like the Rictor was slightly too much behind though. Like Mercy was like at the end of the pack, while if the thunk connect, we need to get the hook, I would assume, but at the same time maybe didn't want to have the hook as the first ability, even though in the jungle if you start with the blue or the red, which you always do, like hook is pretty okay in terms of farming speed. It's just like mean that the next camp is a little bit slow. One thing we did not mention is that like this Rictor have good setup from the every single 3 lane. We do have the Grux with the Crush that can set up the hook. We do have the Belica Seismic Assault that can set up the hook. We do have the Thunk from Narbash that can set up the hook. So they have a lot of setup for the hook, but they know that the Rictor started low. Like as we can see here, we have the ward from the side of Professor, so they're fully aware. And then we have Belica that was like trying to go placing like an aggressive ward, trading with Soul Reaper immediately. And actually like winning that trade pretty well until he missed the Void Bomb, and now he took the Molotov, and here we do in the end have a better trading for Soul Reaper simply because if Simba missed the second Void Bomb. Both mid laner very low already, so they have to be careful, probably have to expend a few potions. Well, on the other side, I think like I expect this lane to be pretty slow paced, not much going on here. It's a steal against a Narbash. Still needs to get like a few level. Narbash is usually like pretty passive, so but we will have to see. And in the meantime, we have like a Grux against Zarus. We got the advantage of the level 3 on the side of Nitro, but BKB doesn't take too much damage from hit, so he's gonna get the level 3 from that wave, and everything is going to equalize with all abilities up for both offlaner. But we got the early rotation from Nitro to be like present. So like I was saying, we have Nitro going for a rotation on the mid lane, maybe trying to force this flash. We do have 6 as well. We go for the flash, and then we get the jump by 6. Unfortunately, Simba got for the good seismic assault, so we get the flash out of Nitro. We also have 6. I like the idea. We force the flash and then we can follow up, but Simba had the seismic assault up and suddenly it doesn't work that way. BKB is going like to go for maybe a little bit of trade. Spear of the Near dealing a lot of damage, and Nitro getting the better of that engagement, but I guess like potion has been expanding on both sides, and now he got a slightly like better minion wave, so he will be able to crash that and maybe secure the teal buff if he wants to go for it. In the meantime, we had Mercy that came like to cover a little bit the mid lane, since Simba had probably to go back to base and didn't manage to finish. I guess like I'm not sure what is going first, but usually like you love to go alchemical road, and here like this gank stopped the alchemical road from being like taken, which was unfortunate for Simba, and will delay quite a lot like the stacking for him if he go in that tier 2 component route. In the meantime, we do have 6 that was like hovering around, maybe taking the teal buff for himself. That's something that 6 love to do. He just like woke up, use the hunt and deny this teal buff and get it for himself. Actually like very proactive on the side lane buff as a jungler. And here like we can say like in the dual lane we're kind of going like kind of slow. They both get the level 4. Crazy Fool is like probably like 1 or 2 creep behind, because probably like when you go out to go for ward or rotation, sometimes you mix a few creep as a support. And finally we get our level 4. Nothing too special here. We're maxing the heal first. As we can see, we don't looking for any aggression on that dual lane by maxing the thunk. BKB, we have 6 that are still hovering around. But here 6 is not really looking for the gank on BKB, he's just looking to crash that wave to allow Nitro to just like go back to base. As you can see, like 6 is not looking for any kill potential because there is no kill potential on BKB. He just wanted to crash that wave to offer a free reset for Nitro, and so Nitro don't get freeze and suddenly lose a lot of experience, especially like in the Grux Zarus matchup, where like the one that starts to be slightly ahead suddenly can get like a good advantage on the other opponent. So here we have Mercy looking for the gank in the mid lane. Unfortunately, like there is nothing to be found, and that's a little bit sad because like we have, like I said, a Richter jungle that I've set up on every single lane, and so far nothing has been actually like fully set up. And the thing with Richter is that you want to play in lane. Here you can see 6 is going for the invade. Mercy can't fight that because like Chimera is so much stronger than the Richter, and that's where like you want to impact the lane with a Richter jungle. Otherwise, against the Chimera, you're just gonna get invaded into your own jungle, and suddenly you can't fight because Chimera is so much stronger. But your potential of gank is actually pretty insane as a Richter if you have set up in lanes. But we need to find those secured moments. And so far it hasn't been the case. Especially as Richter, I feel like you're kind of on the clock in the jungle to get your team ahead. Because then for like the early games, you're super strong at ganking. But then in the jungle, like in the mid game, you're not super strong at getting objective or contesting objective because you're not that mobile to enter that. So the 0 like 10 minutes is like Richter realm, but the 10-20 minutes is like where Richter jungle is a little bit weaker simply because of objective control. And here we see like the first blood of the game on Simba. Once again, a rotation from Nitro using the ultimate. This time The Belica doesn't have flash, so it's a free pickup, and we got also like double gank, like from the offlaner and the mid laner, to get like full control of that lane. And despite the fact that Six has already ganked 2 times mid lane, like he's still like super ahead in terms of farm, as we can see. Like he's almost a level up, and that means that probably like Mercy, like Richter is farming less fast than a Chimera, but they probably have like a lot of time on downtime being lost here. Here we can see like we tried to crash that wave, so Mercy is forced to come around because we couldn't fully crash, and Six is here. And then we got like the thunk, we got the gag grenade stopping the jump, we got the flash away from Crazy Fool. Mercy is here for the counter engage, but Six was just waiting for the hook for the invigorate. We got the rotation from Simba, but here they got good pressure to get maybe the Fang Tooth, and that's all they can do, but it's already like pretty good. They do have to be careful though, because I think Six got his level 6 and now he can contest with the call while the Richter doesn't have his own. Luckily for them, Crazy Fool is not there, but Soul Reaper is arriving, and now we're jumping into the backline. Sorry for the camera. And we got all of the people in the backline, but we do have the heal of the Narbash. They do secure the Fang Tooth, and now they're kind of chasing. Like here, Mercy is very low on HP, but he has to flash away. I'm not so sure why Mercy just walk away like that. And now we have the rotation of BKB. We get the flash out of Iggy, but it's not enough. And now we have the Zarus arriving, and so in the end it seems to be a 2-for-1, but we do have the Zarus rotating. The fight is not finished. We got the slow from the passive of Soul Reaper trying to secure an additional kill, and now we have BKB trying to go on to Soul Reaper, maybe able to find that pick, but depending if the smash and grab is here, and it's not there, so we have to flash. Unfortunately, we do miss the Seismic Assault, and it's a 2-for-2 in the end. So kind of a very like scuffed fight, but they do manage to secure the Fang Tooth on the side of Deja Vu, which is very good. I'm just wondering why like Mercy decided to go away and not fight with his team in that situation. Because here they're inside the pit, they're stopped by all the turrets. Like that's one of the strengths of Higi. But as you can see, Crazy Fool and Six are very low. Goosey has almost like no mana, Jay has almost no mana, but still, it's still like a 4v2 while they force like Six to flash away. Then they do manage to, like here, I don't know why Mercy like is facing like all those damage for no reason. Like why are they not just like simply killing Richter, the steal, and then turning their back on the rest? Like here, I'm not sure why we're forcing out of that like that. Finally, they turn on Crazy Fool, but no, Mercy is forced to flash away. If Mercy like stay in the back, doesn't think like that much. Suddenly, I think like Mercy can just wait for his hook, and like any character he hook with like the all three people that are with him, they are dead. So here, I think Mercy making like a bad decision of actually like front facing that, getting out of the Narbash heal as well. BKB is arriving, but the problem is like this Iggy and Scorch is dealing like so much damage. We try to go on to Jay. Jay's on Survivor. Survivor is killed, and now we have to go for the disengage. Simba taking the big route around, which is fine. BKB is trying to defend that, and I really don't know why we front face like tank all that damage and then we have to abandon our team while flashing away. Especially since no, we're too far behind from the level 6. There is also like this thing, I feel like Mercy is a little bit down in terms of farming. Like as a jungler, being at 9 minutes, not even level 6, is actually like super slow. But still, we secured the first Fang Tooth of the game for the side of Deja Vu. We got the 2-for-2 trade, so overall I would say it's pretty good, but could have been even better. Jay is alone with a wave that is slow pushing, so he has to be careful. The enemy team is trying to go for the mini prime. They already have 3 people there. The Iggy and Scorch is absolutely horrendous to play against. You can never like advance because turret is dealing so much damage. And so we're gonna secure the mini prime. That's going to go on 6. And as we can see, like 6 is okay, finally we got the level 6 on Mercy, so at 10 minutes marks, which is usually like 3 minutes later than what you would like to have on a jungler. Here we have BKB looking maybe for a rotation, because the wave is well advanced and 6 is around that side of the map, so there is not much he can do in his own lane, because if he steps up, like 6 is just going to gank him and probably is dead. And that's a Fire Blossom Grux, which is kind of interesting. I kind of wonder why the Fire Blossom Grux. I feel like NA love Fire Blossom on their bruiser. But I feel like since you have the Narbash that heals you from behind, like you don't need to go full tank as a Grux. So yeah. I'm a bit surprised about that. It's also like an item that doesn't benefit at all from like the specificity of your RMB, the double pain. Here they're trying like to gank. We have like a 3-man collapse. Should be a dead Grux. Good wombo combo, and suddenly the Grux is dead. In the meantime, we're trying to go for a gank on the dual lane, but the dual lane is applying pressure. People are under tower, so the kill potential could be there, but it's so much harder to actually execute because they're under tower the whole time. So here I think I would have preferred from Simba to simply like get damage on the tier 1 tower. But they can get damage on the tier 1 tower on the dual lane as well. It's just that here you're spreading a little bit more the XP, and you're missing gold on the mid lane by going for that rotation that have not a lot of chance to actually successfully kill people, and while like BKB got killed. So overall, Professor playing better the map in that situation. While Mercy is catching up in terms of farming. We got the skewer. Okay, we got the epoch. Should be like a guaranteed stun into combo into kill. Very well played. We're gonna just simply disengage here in that situation. And now we're fully fine. BKB is going to go back to his lane. Probably able to just crash the wave. But once again, like wave wasn't in a good spot for him. Did not manage to crash it. I think like Nitro is actually like even on CS. So. And we got Citadel first, which is another interesting choice, I feel like. And here, I guess we're going Viper second on the side of Jay. Like on top of that, his Viper is going like... if Jay is going Viper, I feel like Basilisk is also like a very strong option for the Grux, because you apply stacks so fast to help also Jay is helping then BKB, and BKB is helping Jay. We got the Thunk. We got some good damage onto the steel, but we have to be careful about the counter engage. And so we got the Aegean Scorch. We're trying to keep like Mercy alive here in that fight. Now we have 6 arriving. Survivor is finally dead. But you're probably gonna lose like most of the people. Simba is arriving. We got the Phoenix being up. Nitro is going for like the... just going for the shrapnel cannon. Crazy Fool is 1 HP. BKB find a kill. And in the end, Jay is still like very low. But we do have the Coliseum that find the pick onto BKB. And Simba is kind of split between like 2 plays. And in the end, it's a 3-4-3. So a little bit of a scuff fight. We tried to go for the engage onto the steel. The steel already have Dynamo and Riftwalker, so it's like pretty tanky in terms of like his 45 physical armor. We don't manage to kill him like fast enough. Suddenly like also the damage dealer were taking care of the Aegean Scorch, which means that like a Narbash plus a Rictor, you're not gonna kill anyone, especially not the steel. And so here like a team fight, people were not all on the same page. In the end, it kind of worked out. It's a 3-4-3. They scrambled the team fight, but it's still a little bit rough around the edge. And as we said, like here we're at the 15-minute marks. Should be the time that like the composition of Professor is going to shine. We do have the Fangtooth like that have a respawn, and we can see that Professor is going for it with all 5 people. I don't think there is any way for them to contest, and as we see that they accept that they won't contest that, BKB should actually like get something more out of that. So what he's going for? He's going to steal the blue buff. That's good. Maybe a little bit optimistic, and as we can see, like I think he should have just simply taken the tier 1 tower. Here, a little bit miss of opportunity. This tier 1 tower could have been taken as an exchange for the Fang Tooth, but it doesn't take it, so it's just gonna be a shield buff, which is a little bit of a consolation prize, but not enough in my opinion after you offer just a free Fang Tooth to the enemy team. Mini Prime is going to respawn. I do expect also once again Professors to go there to contest it. Rictor is not the best at playing in the jungle. You really want to play in lanes, and so far, like that's the thing that is scary to me. Mercy in 16 minutes of game didn't find any opportunity to get a gank into a lane, which is why you picked the Rictor in the first place. And if you can't like take advantage of the strengths, it's suddenly gonna be like complicated. And here we find like 6 and BKB looking for the pick. Ooh, dodging the spear, but by dodging the spear now we're like in range of the call. We try to go for the skewer and we miss the stun. We go for in, we miss the hook. Oh, that looks very bad. And now we have Iggy and Scorch that rotate. We get the flash out of Simba, but that's gonna be mini prime for the enemy team probably. Maybe not. Nitro doesn't have mana, 6 doesn't have mana. They're not super healthy, but they do have the Iggy and Scorch, so I think they can still go for that play because but Mercy is still pretty healthy, but Mercy by itself, like it doesn't have skewer. Fire Blossom is a lot of damage, but still, like it's a Iggy and Scorch to go through. But in the meantime, we do have a fight into the dual lane, and they do find a double kill, so very, very well played by Brucey and Jay. But the enemy team on the other side like find a mini prime, so that just kind of nullified this advantage. Let's watch a little bit like how this like 2 against 2 has gone. Crazy Fool looking to be like, I think, like aggressive. Survivor doesn't have mana here, as you can see. He does have mana, but he has like 90. 90 is like 1 Vortex Grenade and 1 dash, and the Vaporize just got used. He can't even use his ultimate, so they don't really have mana. We go in from Crazy Fool, and okay, it's just like Survivor and Crazy Fool trying to crush a wave when they don't have any kill potential, and they're actually like in a position that they can get counter engaged. So it's just Professor that just like completely yeah, brain farted in that situation, I would say. Like they can't do what they did that against a team that realized that there is an opportunity. We flash in Shield Slam when like Survivor has no mana for the fight, so we expend like 2 big cooldown on the steal to just offer a double kill to the enemy team, which is very bad. So at least we got the tower and double kill, which compensate the gold from the mini prime. But still, like we're 2 objective down. Like these 2 first mini prime has been taken by Professors. In terms of CS, we're kind of even, so we're doing a good job at that, and we're 1 kill ahead. So in terms of gold, when it comes from like kills and CS, we're pretty even. Only problem is probably how do we get like fight in the jungle for objectives. Once again, like this Rictor with this type of laning phase was striving towards like getting some picks in lane with the good setup for his teammate, and we haven't seen none of that happening. So now it's just like getting back to a default front laner. And here we have the Narbash sunk into like the hook. The thing is, it's good, but it's not like amazingly good, because in the enemy team, every time they step forward to go for that combo, then they can get counter engaged by the Steel, the Chimera, and the Zarus, and so that means that they can go for that only if they have vision on the map. And so like the potential to engage teamfight on the side of Deja Vu is not that great compared to the potential of engaging teamfight and controlling teamfight on the side of Professor. So like those 5v5 teamfight in the jungle, I'm not super hopeful from the composition when it comes to Deja Vu's chance to actually win those, but Deja Vu has very strong potential to pick up some target. Like anytime we get like a Seismic Assault max range into a hook, that could be a kill. Every time we get the thunk into the Replash, which is the hook, can be a kill, but we need to play the map better. And so far for the first 19 minutes of the game, there were always a tempo down, which like they have to step up if they want to win that game. And now we have the camera that is coming from behind. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that, so Jay is forced to flash away. We got the shield slam onto 2 people. We got the flash skewer, but that's not gonna be enough. Simba is rotating. Again, Scorch is going on to the other side, so we got a 3v3 that is still there. But we do have the mini prime onto 6. Good hook. Narva's shield is absolutely insane, but survivor damage is a little bit too much for them to handle. They end up losing 6, so they lose the mini prime. But it was a 4v3, and in the end, they killed 3. And they lose only 1, while also like securing on the other side of the map a tower, and also like again Scorch going back to mid lane to apply pressure. So when it's a 4v3 and you lose it like that hard, that spells like trouble for the rest of the match. And so we do have Iggy and Scorch trying to get this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Unfortunately not successful in doing so for now, but nobody is coming to defense, so they can get like another wave and they're going to secure that tower. And now they have like pressure in the mid lane, they have pressure on the dual lane, on the timing of the Fang Tooth, and so that should be like a pretty easy Fang Tooth for the side of Professor. And that's gonna be like 3 objective up, and Deja Vu is in no position to contest that. Jay has to be careful, he can get engaged on. 6 is going immediately on him. Force the shrapnel cannon away because 6 has gone for the call. And so that's a very huge defensive cooldown that is now lost. When in all reality, you can't really be there when the 4 people of the enemy team or the 5 people of the enemy team is on the Fang Tooth. So losing the shrapnel cannon just for a bit of information, I think is a mistake by Jay. In the meantime, we do have BKB securing the tier 1 tower onto the offlane, but not crashing, despite the fact that he has the timing to crash the next wave and taking the 3 camp instead. So it's a little bit rough because now he has to crash, but now it's a timing that people could be there, which in the end it's gonna work out. But I think if you want to go for that play, like just, and you can see here, he can't even secure like the minions. Once again, even if Super wasn't there, this wave wouldn't have crashed. So I feel like if you want to go for that play for BKB, just crash the wave first and then go for the 3 camp. That way you would have crashed the wave, you will still have gotten the 3 camp, and you would have been completely safe to disengage. It's easier to say than when you have perfect information, of course, but you just know the timing that they just finished the Fang Tooth with potentially like 5 people because your team was around, so you should have the information. So you should know that they will take like at least 15 seconds to rotate to you. Even if the map is small, she's not that small, like Fang Tooth to offlane you have some times. And then you can like simply like be safe. But here we're losing like good farms, good potential. Also like the fact that then you can't really like fully reset on a good timing for yourself. And those little like things can get compounded at the end of the match. As you can see here, we're now like 70 CS ahead, and BKB that was like ahead in the early game is now like 15 CS down. And that can come down to those little like interaction we were talking just before. And here we have BKB that's trying to fight as a front line, but the problem is like he can't really, he's gonna take a lot of damage. They force the call. We got the shield slam on Crazy Fool that missed BKB. That would have been a kill. He missed the bull rush, and now suddenly they have the counter engage and they do find Nitro. And 6, we try to go for the hook, amazing hook on Iggy, and so that's gonna be a kill. And they find like 2 picks for nobody dying, and they have the Narvash sustain. So Deja Vu, very well played, but in reality, it's mainly like Crazy Fool like missing his combo onto the BKB, and suddenly they can get counter engage. If Crazy Fool like secure this shield slam, suddenly I think they're in a very, very good spot. But here we can see Deja Vu, despite getting 2 picks, they're a little bit scared to force that R prime, and so they're just like going to go for the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. I think like with the Narvash heal, the situation, the shield slam that is down, the fact that the only like very risky target is the the Twin Blast, but they do have the True Silver Bracelet, they still have the Crash Bang Boom, they still have the Shrapnel Cannon. I feel like they should have forced that all prime on that timing instead of taking tier 1 tower. And they respected Professor a little bit too much. Of course, they are going to have to fight for it. Of course. But you have a Seismic Assault, you have a Sunk, you have a Gag Grenade, you have a Shock Therapy, you have a Replash, you have a Crush, you have a Smash and Grab. Like 6 is never going to steal that objective if you play that correctly. And so here, once again, I don't know if you remember pre-PC6 group stage, I said that one of the issue of like Deja Vu is they get the kills because their team fight is pretty good, but then they don't take the right decision of what they should be doing with that. And I feel like that's exactly one of those decisions. You get 2 kills pretty cleanly, all your team is full HP, you have like full control, big ultimate of the enemy team is down, one of their guy was like half HP, and here you see like they take 2 kills. With these 2 kills, they got a measly tier 1 tower at 24 minutes into the game, and they lose like pressure on the 2 side lanes. That's what they did with like this double kill. And now that's the tempo they're going to have to disengage, and suddenly like now they're tempo down, they want to go back to base because probably they have some gold. As we can see, BKB 1600 gold, Mercy 1300, Simba 2800 gold, 1300 gold on Goosey, and 1000 gold on Jay. So if we like combine everything, 1300, we are at 500, like we at 8000 gold not spent. 8000 gold not spent on the side of Deja Vu, while on the other side we're at like 1400, 1600, like we're at 3000. So that means that there's like a 5000 deficit of gold for that future team fight, because yeah, Deja Vu's macro is something they still need to improve for the main stage. And now they can't fight because this 5000 gold is actually like very insane. They offer the whole priority. As we can see, like BKB is already half HP. They're trying like to flank for Crazy Fool and Survivor. Survivor not really respecting that, but dodging the Seismic Assault, so they are fine. And so in the end, they kind of managed to force that away. And I feel like it's mainly like because like they don't take the good concave on the side of Professor, but now we have the counter engage from Nitro. Good shield slam into 2 people, forcing Simba to flash away. BKB is still like pretty low. And now we have 6 that can get into the backline, getting Jay. Simba is trying to get as much damage as he can, but he's gonna be alone and he has to flash away. We got 6 that can like follow that up, trying to get the kill. We do find BKB by Nitro, we do find Simba, and like I said, this whole team fight it comes down from like they got 2 kills, and look at what they have done with those 2 kills. Deja Vu got 2 kills and they actually take a tier 1 tower, and then from those 2 kills, so from all that tempo, they didn't reset, didn't spend their gold, didn't get priority on the right lane that was close to them, didn't get priority so anywhere else on the map, to go for a fight with a 8000 gold in their pocket, but they couldn't like back because they didn't take the right decision. Like if you go for the tier 1 tower, then you need to reset, spend the gold, get priority on the R prime space and try to look for a fight. And so in the end, like these 2 kills transform themselves into a tower for themselves, but for the enemy team it transforms into 3 kills, pressure on every single map, and an R prime, and priority for the primal Fang Tooth. That is the third Fang Tooth for Professors. Like, who would have thought that taking 2 kills from like the Deja Vu get 2 kills would have actually cost them the game? So I'm exaggerating my point here, but yeah, once again, Deja Vu getting their opportunity but not realizing. And here we go for the front line into the engage. 6 is going to die, but you already like get like 2 people out. Crazy Fool need to stay alive. They will be able to clean up everything. Ooh, the damage. Whew. Actually, like Simba doing a lot of damage. Now they can just... I mean, why? So here, We got the kill. Everyone can be one-shot by the Bellica. Absolutely everyone can be one-shot by the Bellica. But you are 4 alive with the Ore Prime. You are 4 alive with the Ore Prime. Just all you have to do is wait for this passive regen to come back up and then spread the map because you're 4 up against 1. There is no need to just contest that. Nitro is going for behind. Like here, like you can maybe get the kill on Simba, but it's super risky for no reason. Like here, you kill like that many people. I don't think you go primal immediately after because until you get the regen up, but you can like pressure a little bit the wave, get probably like some priority. Once you get back into health, you can go primal. That way, like everyone in your team get primal. Because here it's a little bit risky once again. Like Simba is around. Nitro is 1 HP. Oh, it's so scuffed. Okay, they secured it in the end. It worked out. And primal. Okay, Simba survived the primal burn. But yeah, so this timing not being taken by Deja Vu has caused them 7 deaths, an Ore Prime, a Primal Fangtooth. That is the triple Fangtooth for the side of Professors. Yeah, MOBA are very, very like if you don't take your opportunity when you can, then you're gonna be punished hard by top teams. And I feel like Deja Vu had a good opportunity to get like an edge in that game, but they just like dropped the ball once again because of like the wrong macro call. So in terms of build, we do have the Basilisk with the Viper, so we can see like BKB and Jay like building stuff to work together. Here I guess we're going for the Tainted Totem on the side of Grucy because the only anti-heal we have for now is Tainted Guard on Mercy, but that's not good enough against a 6 and a Nitro. We're trying to one-shot people, but they do have the Ore Prime on 4 people plus the Primal on 4 as well. And actually I think it's the Ore Prime on 3 people only. 6 doesn't have it. And Crazy Fool neither. And so we're applying pressure. We're gonna get the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. We try to go for the engage. Wombo combo, Primal Fangtooth, 2 people are dead. And yeah, like this team is very, very proactive to be able to actually like rest on you. And this team is not very good at actually like resist the aggression because they don't have much to resist the aggression, unfortunately. And so we got the first inhibitor. Now we're applying pressure on this tier 2 tower. And we're maybe going to rotate to take the... Well, I guess nothing else. We're just like gonna secure the jungle. Everyone is coming back up on the side of Deja Vu. 1 inhibitor, multiple tier 2 tower. We have some gold to get out of N. Like 1800, 13, 16, 2k, 1500. So they're just gonna go back to base and spend all that gold. And then like prepare for like the fight on the Ore Prime again. And this next Ore Prime, if Deja Vu doesn't take it, it's game. But it's gonna be a very, very hard fight to go. We got the Liberator, we got the Epoch, so even like the easy target are not like easy to kill. Well, it's not really easy target, but the carry target, the squishy target are very, very hard to pin down because they rely heavily on like getting like the hook, and if the hook doesn't connect, suddenly they get like run down, and they have to find a hook on the timing. They can't get run down afterwards, which is very, very unlikely. So yeah, I feel like I don't know. I realistically don't know how Deja Vu can actually like win a future team fight. I think it can come from Simba like one-shotting someone is 300 gold away from like the Oblivion Crown, and getting that maybe can allow like a one-shot on one of the carries, or actually like allowing to delete like people very fast. We still don't have the Tainted Totem out of like Wuxi. Like you can see like they're missing like 400 gold to get like very good power spike of the Tainted Totem, of the Oblivion Crown. But unfortunately they don't have that, and they can't go back to base, and I think those items would have been crucial to have a chance to win that team fight. But without those items, it's gonna be rough. So, oh, we missed the E. We got the counter engage. BKB going. Oh, nice flash by Simba, but good reaction by the team of Professors, completely nullifying all of that. Mercy is almost like already dead. BKB is almost already dead, which means that now Simba is going to be killed. He used the epoch, but everyone is collapsing on him. He tried to get like some damage done before he's out, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. BKB will have to flee for his life. Nitro is here, trying to find a pick, but it's too pick for themselves. Mercy has gone for the reset. And here you can see, they got 2 pick. They are much lower than what the team of Deja Vu was like in the same situation like 8 minutes ago. They don't have an Arbash, but they go for it. And that's the difference here. 2 picks, but we're in a situation that we can actually like force that even without Nara Shield. So yeah, I really do think Deja Vu had a shot in that match, which is like very promising for the main stage event in 2 weeks. But yeah, once again, we have seen their macro decision is actually costing them games, and so they have 2 weeks to fix that. It's really like the main thing they need to work on, because they get the opportunity to win matches, but they don't take them. And in the main stage, with the quality of all the teams that have like qualified, if you have opportunity to win game but you don't take them, well, you're gonna get punished. Like here, I think like the tier 1 team are just gonna like feast on this type of decision making, so you really have to fix that in the next 2 weeks. And so we're going to secure the Primal. Once again, double buff. The enemy team is trying to go to contest, but then we get the Coliseum. Cage on 4 people, forcing like people away. They try to contest that. To be fair, their team can't really contest that that enemy team. They just try to go for something, but their composition is not strong enough in those situations. They don't have much to counter like any choke point. They don't have much to delete people because everyone is super tanky in the enemy team. They don't have much to disengage. Their composition were able to get like an early lead, then they had like to go for some pickup and like very fast tempo plays until Professor get to the late game, because late game composition and team fight from like Professor was a bit too strong for Deja Vu to handle. So that end up like the review of the Group A. So Professor is the first seed of the Group A. Deja Vu is the second seed of the Group A. Professor ending 5-0. Deja Vu 4-1, only losing to Professors in that group. As we have seen, the strengths of Deja Vu are still the strengths of Deja Vu, but they still have that problem when it comes to macro decision that they need to fix for the main event. And Professor looks pretty strong and once again probably be a PCC contender. Of course, they're the reigning champion coming into that PCC 6 main stage. But I feel like the competition is the best we have had so far in terms of the number of teams that can actually like produce high quality gameplay. So I can't wait to see that happening.